Page 87, Lullaby. Very famous Brahms melody. Not written for piano. I wish he'd have done an arrangement of it, but he didn't. So here we go. Key of D flat major. The right hand's going to move around. Some just follow their fingering and you should be fine. Do the phrasing, a little up and down in the phrasing. The pedal may mess it up sometimes and cover it up. That's fine, but still do it in the right hand and up and down between the phrases. The left hand has the primary chords. Pretty much. Look at the last measure, the first line. The left hand, you have this chord. You have an E. Just as long as you're aware of that, it's not exactly a primary chord. Just it's there, so we'll deal with it. So 3/4 time, I'll give us 2 counts and let's try this. Now, I want to do this twice, similar to what we did on the previous video. I want to do it once the way it's written. We're going to go very slow. And then I want to do it again with according to the note at the bottom of the page, where we will use a broken chord bass. Remember, a broken chord, well, technically the chords they're showing you are broken chords in the left hand. That's a broken chord. Anything that's not a block chord is a broken chord. But what they're referring to is like an arpeggiated chord, or one note at a time. So it's to do that, so we'll do that, very slowly though. As far as the pedaling goes, I find they're pedaling a little mushy. Now they've done it this way to keep it simple. You got enough to think about. What I'm saying is, you learn the piece first without pedal, always. Get the notes and the rhythms and fingering, you know what you're doing. Get where you can play it without the pedal. And when you can get it all without the pedal, then you add the complexity of the pedal. You got enough to think about. But I want to change the pedaling just a little bit. I'm going to complicate it a little bit. So if you're struggling, forget this. Just do what they're telling you to do in the book. But if you're getting this pretty good, then I'd encourage you to change your pedaling. Take a pencil and mark it in. First line. Let's look at this. The first full measure is fine. You've got a pedal. You're going to pedal the whole measure. You push the pedal down right after you play the notes. Change the pedal at the next measure. Now I suggest you lift the pedal up with the right hand. You're going to keep the left hand down, but I want to hear a break in the phrase. So it's in that second full measure, it's here. And I'm going to leave the pedal up until I play the notes in the next measure. And the last measure, the pedal and the hands come up at the same time, so we get a little silence before we go on. So to do that first line for you, it's here. Like so. Second line is similar to that. First measure, you pedal the whole measure. Change it on the next measure. But I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand, the half note, so I get some silence before I play those eighth notes. And I'm not putting the pedal down until the second beat of the next measure. I don't want to blur the eighth notes. Here, I'm not going to pedal those, is what I'm saying. And then the last measure, I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand so we get some silence before I play the eighth notes. So to demonstrate the second line for you, it's here. Then in the third line, I'm not pedaling the third beat of the first 2 measures. I'm just pedaling the first 2 beats. So I'm not blurring the eighth notes. And then there's a lift between the phrase before you go on anyway, so you want the pedal up so you hear a break in the phrase. And then at the end of the line, I lift the pedal up with the hands after the second beat, so I get some silence before I play the eighth notes. So to demonstrate the third line, it's this. Now in the last line, the first two measures are the same as the first two measures in the third line, and then the end of it is the legato pedal to the end. And then at the end, the pedal and the hands come up at the same time. And that's what I recommend. Just take a pencil and mark those out. I went over it very quickly, so you have to review that if you have to. Or in the play with me, I'll try and pedal it that way so you can see it. So with that, let's try this out. I'll give us 2 counts. We'll do it slowly together. So start out here, here, foot's on the pedal. Ready and go, and. Ready and go, and.